Welcome to the Unproductive podcast. It's your
Hey.
boys. I'm
Hey, guys.
Tyler.
I'm Isaac. That was fucked up.
I'm Erik.
My whole life is a fucking lie.
Tyler wouldn't shut up.
Talking about no friendo series today.
Cool.
Nintendo.
Do we have anything like overall to say or anything? Or are we just gonna jump right in?
They're innovative. I'll say that right off the bat.
They at least used to be. You can argue that they're not now as much, but they definitely were.
I like Nintendo.
Nintendo, yeah, they're my friendo.
Yeah, they're my childhood, at least. Playing Pokemon via Game Boy Advance. Alright, let me ask a question. What's up with like Game Boys not having a backlight? Who does that?
It seems like every piece of Nintendo hardware has some like fatal error.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck did you not?
That's the overall theme.
Why did you not put a backlight in that bitch?
The Game Boy SP didn't have a headphone jack.
They're a tragic hero.
Oh yeah, it didn't, did it?
No.
Oh man. What was the problem with the DS?
DS probably had a shitty fucking battery life.
Oh,
It wasn't that bad. It was really small.
I think.
The original DS
Also-
was like super big. Remember?
Yo, yeah, because it had the Game Boy thing on it.
I think the fatal flaw in that one is the fucking because a lot of problems where you opened it up, it could just fucking fly off because like it was so flimsy.
Yeah, that was the problem with it, and like the original one didn't have internet on it. And then I had a DSi. I didn't have a regular DS.
Yeah.
I ended up with a DSi because I lost it for like 5 years, but I mean, I played the shit out. I loved playing my DSi. It was fun. And then when the 3DS came out, I was like, I kind of want a 3DS. I want to play Pokemon Y. I kind of want a 3DS, and I finally sold my DSi for a used 3DS. And then like a year later, I was like, you know what? I want a new 3DS. So I bought the new 3DS with the C stick and shit.
The new.
Yeah, I'll tell you one console that doesn't have any flaws. The GameCube. Yeah.
You don't even. Wait, I'm thinking.
Tell me one flaw with that console.
Well, they had baby ass discs for some reason.
So it's not a problem.
It is a problem when it can store less space on the disc.
Whatever. It's not a problem.
Shut the fuck up, computer.
Okay, so we want to jump in.
Yeah.
Let's-
The first Nintendo console, the Atari 2600.
We're
Jesus
doing series. So we're gonna talk about Mario first,
Ah.
like the kingpin himself. That big greasy fuck Mario.
Mario didn't come along until a while though. That's fucking.
No, what?
Yeah.
Mario is older than the original Nintendo system.
Yeah.
Mario Bros is in the arcade.
Well, Donkey Kong was like the first like
Yeah.
major. Yeah. Donkey Kong sucks though, so who cares?
I mean, it doesn't suck.
Billy Mitchell a fuck.
All right, moving on. Mario Brothers, the original, not Super Mario Brothers. You know, the one where there's the pipes and you play as Mario and Luigi and you gotta see who gets more points.
I have no idea that exists.
You don't even know that game?
Nah.
God, what is wrong with you, fucking? You know any Mario Bros?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like 3 lanes. There's a POW block.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
They
Koopas walk
used
back
to-
and forth. You hit the blocks under them and they flip over.
They used to combine that shit on the the Game Boy.
Yeah.
With the Game Boy cartridges.
Am I like? Is there? I'm like must be drawing a blank about something. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you are. I mean, you must be incredibly ignorant. All right, Super Mario Brothers.
Is that the one that like is like the most famous one?
Super Mario Brothers is like the original.
Oh, okay.
World 1-1. You gotta save the
Yeah.
fucking princess.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
You played it?
Bad at it.
I can get to like world. I got to World 8-4 once, but I never had the perseverance to beat it when I was little.
Yeah.
And I did that mostly by like using the warps,
Yeah.
because you can warp out of the second level to the 4th world out of like 4-2 to 8-1, and then you have to play through all of World 8. So I've never done it like a big grown up boy playing through every level.
Yeah. I played it and I was bad at it. Is Luigi in that game? I don't remember.
Yeah, second player.
Ah, yeah.
Had
Luigi
white
sucks.
overalls. Fuck you.
Yeah, Tyler likes Luigi for some reason.
And I'm not even a little brother.
Yeah. Oh wait, is Luigi the little brother?
Yeah,
Luigi's
but he's
the
Is
taller.
that
taller.
established?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. You need to play more Mario.
Jesus Christ. Talk about
Wait
Nintendo.
till
You
we-
don't even
wait
know
till
the
we do-
mascot.
Wait till we do this Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga fucking co-op.
Mario sucks. Sonic's where it's at. I
Okay.
hate to tell you that.
Alright, you're cancer. First of all. Okay.
You
Super
can't-
Mario
you
Brothers
can't
2.
pierce me with your arrows of lies.
Let's go with the American Super Mario Brothers 2 first. Have you played
Yeah, what's up with that?
it? Okay. So
They like
Super
didn't-
Mario
they
Brothers
thought
2
it was
came
too
out
hard
in
for
Japan.
Americans.
It was a lot harder. And they thought it was too hard, so they took this game called Doki Doki Panic
Yeah,
and they just like
Reskinned
gave it a
it?
Mario skin, yeah.
yeah, that's stupid.
And what's funny is like a lot of the most famous stuff from Mario like comes from that game, which is really weird, like Bob-Ombs,
yeah,
Shy Guys,
right.
Birdo.
Birdo.
Yeah.
The
sure
first
there's other stuff.
transgender character in video games.
Is she the first?
I would assume the first.
First that I know of. Anyway,
Yeah, at least.
in Japanese.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well,
But
not,
I'm like,
not
in
even
the-
in Japanese because she
The
didn't.
manual says it's that Birdo is confused or some stupid
Okay.
thing. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Right. So then there was Japanese Mario Brothers 2. We didn't get that until the Super Nintendo when they released like Mario All Stars, which had the original 3 with new graphics,
Oh shit.
and then 2. And
Right.
you could duck. You could duck in the remakes of Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers 2.
Does that break the game? Like,
No, that doesn't really break the game.
No.
oh,
You can still
Darn.
fuck up.
okay.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers 3. Dear God, that game.
Right. What about it?
You ever played it?
No,
It's the best one.
really.
Some people say Super Mario World is the best one. I think I like Mario Brothers 3 more.
Okay.
I introduced the map.
Do you really need a map?
Yeah, like the map where you like walk on the little map screen to go to the levels.
Oh.
Yeah. Before that, it was always you just went to the next level.
Oh. I must have played that game because I remember doing the map stuff.
Yeah, Super Mario World also had one too, and that's when they really went crazy with it. There was like 10 or 15 fucking whole secret levels.
Right.
If you didn't like explore the map and find the secret endings to different levels, you wouldn't even find them.
Right. What's next?
Super Mario World, I guess, introduced Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
The hype dude.
That game was pretty fire.
Yeah.
You can do the spinny jump. Introduce the cape.
Cool.
Mario 3 introduced the Tanuki suit.
Cool.
Yep.
Is that the game where you can like jump off of Yoshi and kill him?
You gotta get that
Cool.
extra jump.
That's hype.
It's vile.
Kill that Yoshi.
Then, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island,
Cool.
which it's becoming a more common opinion. My understanding is that Yoshi's Island is like the best 2D Mario. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's
I
very
thought-
different. It's like a slower paced, like kind of puzzle platformer.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you just said Mario 3 was the best one.
I said it's a more common opinion.
Oh.
Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite, at least right now, but I haven't played Yoshi's Island in a long time.
Okay.
Also, have you ever heard Mario crying in that game? Because like when Yoshi gets hit, Baby Mario comes off of his back.
I
and
thought that was Baby Mario.
So I said Baby Mario.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, in Yoshi's Island, the goal of the game is to take Baby Mario to like the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh.
Baby Mario rides your back.
Man, I am stupid.
Yeah, that's like it. Kind of like lowers the tension by instead of like death being like the immediate end goal, like you get hit and then Baby Mario, like is floating on a little bubble. You got to get him back.
Right.
Yeah, it's got Baby Bowser as a final boss.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that final boss? He's like in the background.
Yeah,
he's like
he's,
a
like,
big
throwing
shadow.
stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty hype.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. What's next?
Mario 64.
I've seen you play it.
Dear God, this game, dude. This is like my first game.
Yeah.
I still play it like a couple times a year.
I think that was my first Mario game, to be honest.
I played that shit when I was like in diapers.
Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know. I don't have that much to say about it now. I'm sure I'll rope one of these fuckers into playing it with me for the channel. So
Cool.
I'm sure I'll have more to say about it then. But I mean, like all 3D platformers, most 3D games in general, follow off like the blueprint that Mario 64 set.
Cool.
And I think it's still my favorite 3D Mario. Which is, I mean, the main reason is because of like the complexity of Mario's moveset, really. Because like when they were designing the game, Miyamoto was like, we got to give Mario all these super fun moves and shit. We got to make sure he's super fun to play as before we start building levels around it.
Right.
So in Mario Sunshine, they have that same complexity, but like the game is bogged down by and like wasn't really finished. There's less levels and stuff, and then Mario Galaxy they like went for a different approach instead of like exploration based. It's more of like linear, and you have less moves you can do, which we'll talk about in a minute. So
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Getting series wise, you're fucking jumping around, good sir.
I know. It's they're very interesting when you compare them to each other.
Yeah.
Mario Sunshine's next. Have you played that one?
Oh boy, Mario Sunshine is my shit. I don't care what anybody says.
Every summer, every time it gets warm, I'm like, damn, you know what that game sounds like? Mario Sunshine.
I've played like part of it.
I've played that game.
Thought you were a GameCube lover, bro.
Yeah, I mostly like. I like the GameCube because of Melee and Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1.
Big Red 1 is not only on GameCube though.
Gonna have to add a fucking.
I think it was.
No, it was not.
Oh my god.
I know Call of Duty 2 is on like a bunch of other stuff.
Call of Duty 2 is Big Red 1. It's the same
No,
game.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I don't think
Alright.
think so. I will.
We're halting the discussion. Everyone get
I
their
will
phone
look
out.
this shit up right now.
I will look it up too. Fuck you.
It's a goddamn race. We also have to put a quarter into the fucking bucket of
In
Big
the
Red
meter.
1.
In the meter, yeah, in the Big Red 1 meter.
So Super Mario Sunshine's a fun game.
Yeah, don't you do like cool?
Yeah, there's just like so many like weird things about it. Like it's got like really shitty, a dumb story that's like forced on you. You can't skip the cutscenes. Like really dumb voice acting.
Okay.
And
all right, it was on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
yeah, and Call of Duty 2 is the same as Big Red 1, isn't it?
I don't think so.
It is. It absolutely is.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure
It's
it
not.
is. It is not.
It is not.
Let me see. It doesn't look like it is. I might have been wrong. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hang me. What does Big Red 1 mean?
Big Red 1 is it tells the story of the infantry division of the Big Red 1. The
So
first
it's a
army division.
spin-off.
Yeah. A
Okay.
good one at that, too.
Yeah, it's better than Call of Duty 2.
Yeah. Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about? Brooklyn, when he died, is like, oh man, sad.
Damn, you didn't think you were going to get Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 spoiled for you on this cast, but fuck you.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
old game.
Well, like,
You haven't played fucking Mario Party Sunshine or fucking
What?
Mario Party Sunshine up
That's
in
what
here.
I want.
That's what I want. Yeah.
But no,
Speaking of Mario Party Sunshine, kind of, there was this Flash game, a 2D Flash game, called Super Mario 63, where like the guy rebuilt all of the Super Mario 64 levels in 2D with the flood
cool.
it's actually really fun. It's
Cool.
one of the best fan games, I think.
Oh, alright. But like, Mario Sunshine is like, what's the point? I know you got like that water gun thing.
Okay, so
The premise.
the gang is going on a tropical resort adventure, presumably after the events of Mario 64,
Okay.
but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, they're just on vacation because they're fucking
They're
tired.
going on vacation. There's this big goopy monster. What the fuck, right? And there's
Lord Smooth.
No,
No.
it's just a
It's like
paint
a
mon-
goopy piranha plant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so Bowser's son, Bowser Jr., has been like disguising himself as like Shadow Mario.
Okay.
He's like, he looks like water, and he like fucking puts all this goop all over the town. And because
Okay.
these people are stupid and fucking ignorant, they're like, oh look, it's Mario. He's been doing all this shit. So your punishment, there's like a trial scene. Your
Okay.
punishment is you have to
Clean
use
it
the
up?
water cannon and clean it up. So your goal is to like find and like Bowser Jr. also kidnaps the princess like halfway through the game.
Okay.
Whatever. But like
Of course.
the game's really fun, but there's just so much like little shit. Like there's like half as many levels, and like it's a lot more tedious to get all of the 120 stars. It's the only one I haven't got all the stars in before.
Okay.
So it's fun, but it's a game. Weird for a Mario game. It's a game I finish, but I don't 100%.
All right.
So then we got
Galaxy, right?
Galaxy. Yep.
I never played Galaxy.
Galaxy is pretty awesome,
Okay.
but like I said before, it's kind of a different sort of design philosophy where it's more based around like messing around with the gravity mechanic and like more like a simpler control scheme and like more linear levels instead of like, and especially Mario 64, like you go into the first level, and although there's like one star you like pick to go in, like it says there's a list of stars, you say, oh, I want to beat the boss or whatever,
Right.
but you can get any star you want.
Okay.
You're basically just dropped in the playground, but in Mario Galaxy it's not like that at all. It's like when you do the star, that's the star you get. You get to the end of the level and you get that star. I mean,
Okay.
some of them are based around exploration, like get the 100 purple coins and stuff,
Okay.
and those are some of the best ones, I think. But
All right. Don't you throw Bowser around like a rag doll in that game?
no, that's in Mario 64. You like spin them around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So long,
we
Bowser.
can talk about Bowser bosses a little bit.
Well, first I want to talk about Mario Kart a little bit.
Well, let's get through main Mario.
Slow down there.
Let's get through main Mario, then we can do sub Mario.
Good.
All
But
right.
I will mention the Bowser in the first couple games. Well, the first game in Mario, Japanese Mario 2, you just like dodges fireballs, you jump on the axe, he dies.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Obviously not stay dead though.
No. Well, actually, in Mario 1, it's kind of cool. If you shoot Bowser with fireballs, you can do that too. He's like, in each of the first 7 worlds, he turns into like a generic enemy. So it's like, you're supposed to infer that the generic enemy is like using a magic or a disguise to look like Bowser.
Okay.
And then at the end, that doesn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
And in Super Mario Bros. 3, like, you're in this area with all these breakable blocks, and he'll like jump around and then like do a big ground pound, and you gotta like make him smash the blocks and fall off.
Okay.
Pretty funny. In Super Mario World, he like flies in his gay little hover car and like throws shit at you, and you get like he'll come down, and you gotta hit him.
All right.
Yeah.
Mario 64, you spin him around and you throw him into bombs.
Okay.
In Super Mario Sunshine, Jesus Christ, you. Okay.
Woo, that
So
game. They're in a fucking hot tub.
They're in a hot tub. Bowser is like, and he's gigantic. He's absolutely huge. He's like 10 times as big as he's ever been.
Right.
And he's sitting in a hot tub with his son and Peach, and then you gotta like run around the edges of the hot tub and ground pound these big symbols, and then it's fucking. Mario Galaxy is hype.
Okay.
It's like the most epic fucking battle you could ever imagine between a cartoon plumber and a cartoon evil turtle. It's got like this big orchestral music.
All right.
And he's like jumping around, just going, oh, it's hype. But
Alright.
you kind of, he's got like a bunch of different moves he does, but you kind of just spin him and then jump on him.
All right.
Same.
That sounds hype.
Mario Galaxy 2 is really, it's almost like an expansion pack to Mario Galaxy 1.
Okay.
The story's kind of like a retelling of that game.
Isn't that where Rosalina's added?
No, she's in the first one.
Well, I mean, in the Galaxy.
Yeah, in Galaxy. It's actually interesting. I really like how they do. Rosalina has like a really interesting backstory, but the
Okay.
way they incorporate it is like you go into the library and
Read about it?
and like she's like reading a storybook of her life to all these Lumas, and it unlocks as you go through the game. So it's like there's a more character depth,
Okay.
but it's also like optional because it is a Mario game and you might not give a fuck.
Yeah, it's true. Also, Rosalina is hotter than Peach. I will put that out there.
Mario Galaxy 2 added Yoshi to the game. Yoshi was in Sunshine too, but he kind of sucked. He was
Yeah.
honestly worse than just being by yourself, so you only used him when you had to.
There's
Alright.
also a weird 2-player game.
Oh yeah, in Galaxy you can do 2-player where like the second person just holds a Wii remote and they like are a pointer on your screen.
I
Well,
mean-
at least in the first game, they're only a pointer on your screen and they can like pick up star bits and stuff. Because that's a mechanic is like you point at the screen
Yeah.
to do stuff. In Mario Galaxy 2, it's like he's a little star that hangs out behind you and you can like spin guys if you're close to him and stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's a nice little feature, I guess, if you want to let your
Little brother play with you.
yeah. Except my brother would always like shoot my star bits. I'm like, you fucker. I need those to feed this fat pink Luma asshole because you gotta like feed him and.
Yeah.
But Mario Galaxy 2 it's also a lot harder, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So,
What's next?
Super Mario 3D World, which is the only one I have not finished.
All right.
Mostly because I only had a Wii U at my father's house, so I would go there and I'd play it. But I also really like to play it by myself, even though it's a 4-player game.
Yeah.
Are the DS versions of Sub-Series?
Like new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
I was gonna go over this, but like new Super Mario Bros. Is like a callback to the old 2D games. Then there was New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which was the first one to have 4-player, which is
Yeah.
really fun, especially in 3D World. I think it's the best implementation of it, where like
I think 3D. I think
you guys aren't even co-oping. It's like harder to play with 4 people. It's just really fucking fun.
I have to say that like I like the idea of like one person's on the control pad and like putting blocks and stuff,
Yeah,
and you can fuck with people by putting them in the way.
Yeah.
I think that's
fun.
hype.
Fun stuff. And then there's New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, which was, or maybe it was just U, whatever, which was
think
like
it
New
was
Super
U.
Mario Bros. Wii, but on the Wii U. It's the same type of game.
Yeah.
And there's New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS, which is like based around getting money.
Okay.
So like everything's like money themed. You get like there's a coin power up. Everything's like there's yeah.
Yeah,
It's
your
kinda
gold,
cool. They
your
never did
gold
that in
Mario,
the,
yeah.
And then there was New Super Mario, not New Super Mario 3D Land, which was like a prequel to Super Mario 3D World. It was like the same type of gameplay, but it was 1 player. It was on the 3DS.
Okay.
Kind of like a 3D platformer with like 2D style levels.
All right.
Okay.
can we include Mario Maker in this whole thing here?
Yes, but I haven't really played it that much. But if you have anything to say,
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think
people have been doing it on like
it's kind of
games.
It's
for
an
20
homage,
years.
I would say. It's kind of like.
Well, what I definitely have to say is I like that they added like if you're an amiibo, you're in the game because there's a Mega Man in there. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it can be Sonic. You can be Mega Man.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they've been pushing a lot of stuff with the amiibo stuff in the game.
Well, it's not necessarily like you don't have to put the amiibo down to be that character. You can add in a thing that turns you into like Sonic or Donkey Kong or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's hype. And then Mario Kart.
We can do Mario Kart now. I also want to do the RPGs, but we can do Mario Kart now. We can go do those later. That's fine.
Well, especially I think we're with Mario 3DS. Don't forget that there was a remake for the DS one of the old 64 version.
Oh yeah, who
cares?
That's actually a really good remake. They added 3 more characters that you could play as Yoshi, Wario, and Luigi, and they'll have their own unique play style. And it added like 30 new stars, which is 25%.
And you can also play mini games with your friends.
Yeah, those suck.
I like those though, because I'd always get my cousin to play the mini games with me.
I played the multiplayer in New Super Mario Brothers with my cousin, which was like, it was always nice when you had the games that like let you play with your cousin even if they didn't have the game.
The
download
share play,
yeah. But okay, yeah, we can do Mario Kart. Do you have like one that you really want to talk about?
Double Dash.
Double Dash, that's mine too. I played 64 a lot. I played Double Dash a lot. I played Wii the most, just because that's when like my brother and sister were old enough to play the game. I played that game a fuck ton.
Yeah.
But Double Dash is probably my favorite one.
Double Dash is my shit, dude.
Coincidentally on the GameCube.
Exactly. But the Switch mechanic never made any sense to me. I don't know what's the point of the Switch mechanic. Does it make you faster, or what does it do?
Each person has a different power up, and if you're with like a specific character's partner, they have like a boosted power up. I'm pretty sure. So like if let's say you're being Mario and Luigi, they both have the same like fireball.
Okay.
Or like slightly different, but if they're together, it's like better.
Right.
But if you play as like Mario and Donkey Kong, whoever's on the back uses their special power up.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Crash Tag Team Racing kind of did that.
Okay.
But
it's whatever.
Yeah, that game's kind of shit.
One thing I have to say about Mario Kart is why didn't they do basically what they did with Smash and just have it like as Nintendo Racing instead of like
I don't know.
Mario Kart?
They've started adding like in Mario Kart 8 you can be Link, I think is DLC, and you can be the chick from Animal Crossing New Leaf, the mayor's assistant. Yeah, Isabella.
I think you can also be the Splatoon squids.
Yeah, so they're kind of doing that.
Yeah, but I want to play as Samus in her ship. Okay, where's our F-Zero games? Nintendo.
That's a dead ass series. Yeah, I was about to say it's a dead series. Man. If anything, the only thing that probably would ever surmount to like bringing the memories back of old F-Zero would be Captain Falcon in a Melee game.
Here's what sucks with Nintendo. I'm not gonna like rant about it forever, but like it happened with Metroid, but it really happened with Star Fox, where people were like really wanting a new Star Fox game for a long, long time.
And they just remade Star Fox 64.
They did. Well, they made a new Star Fox game, Star Fox Zero, for the Wii U.
That was basically just Star Fox 64, though.
But it was just like, it was really like mediocre.
Not that good, yeah.
So then that's what they look at to say if they're ever going to make another Star Fox game. That's what they look at.
Yeah, that's sad.
And it's the same thing with Metroid. Like Metroid lost all its steam with Other M.
Well, because Other M sucked.
I know.
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay, so Mario Party. I don't really have a whole lot to say besides it's fun.
It ruins friendships.
I hate
my favorite. I don't think it does.
It does.
It's not that bad.
It is.
Have you played it with friends?
Yes, I have.
The worst part is like when you're walking.
I moved out of Virginia. Not to say that I.
Yeah. See, exactly.
See, you got so salty you moved.
I don't know. I actually won a lot in that game.
Yeah. Well, that's why you weren't mad. No,
Yeah.
because here's what's happened. You're winning, right? No, because I know what happened with him, right? Somebody else was winning. They get to the end, and Bowser gives him like the 10-star bonus, and then he lost, and then he won because he was doing shit the whole game. Is that what happened, Isaac?
I do hate the comeback stars. It's the worst fucking thing. I think every time I've played
you lose to win in like Mario Kart and Mario Party.
Yeah, Mario Kart's a little bit a little bit better about but like the blue shell and shit.
There's a theme.
blue shell.
I've seen like a lot of like analysis videos of like why people don't play like Mario Kart so competitively as like before, because the new ones, especially 8, like the ratio of getting like a bullet bill or a blue shell
It's crazy.
when you're losing is fucking ridiculous.
That's how it was in like.
Well, it's higher, obviously. Like you can't get a bullet bill if you're in second place, but it's crazy percent. Like I've played 8. Like if you're up in front for like a lap, you are going to get blue shell pretty much.
Yeah,
it's that way in 7 as well. I've noticed, but
you can actually dodge the blue shell. I know at least in Wii, if you have like a mushroom and like if you wait till it stops and it starts to come down and you use a mushroom,
that's kind of hype.
Yeah.
Like matrixing a blue shell.
But like if you're in front for a lap and a half, you're not going to get mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, you know the purpose of the blue shell, right? The original purpose?
Well, it's to fucking knock like somebody with a big lead back a little bit.
Well, the hidden purpose of it is to like the game that it originally came out on, like it couldn't handle if you were super far ahead. So they would give the people behind you blue shells more often to keep you closer to the other cars.
Yeah.
That's how it maintained.
That makes sense. I think it was 64 was the first one to have it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Pretty sure.
Battle mode was fun. I like battle mode.
Yep.
The balloons.
That's,
played a lot of that.
That's a nice common one. I've always forced people to play it because when I first started the game, I was really shit because I never played a fucking driving game in my entire life, and picking up fucking Mario
Kart's
Kart.
baby's first driving game.
Kart games are really like the driving games I like the most, to be honest.
Because they're fun. They're not shit.
Yeah,
like because you're like
Crash Team Racing, Crash Nitro Kart, and then Mario Kart are like my favorite racing games.
That's my shit.
Need for Speed, man.
I was so scared to play like on the higher like levels and difficulties of fucking Crash Bandicoot Kart. So because it fucking like I was so shit at those games.
Then not to go off on another tangent, but the nice thing about Crash compared to Mario Kart is that it's a lot more skill based, which means if somebody's really good, they're gonna completely write your shit because like the drifting system and the boost system is so like.
Because Mario Kart, like when you drift, you get a boost, and then like you can
and you just drift by like
hitting one button, and then you can press.
In Crash, the first 2 Crash Kart games, you can literally like drift this way, wait till your boost charges, boost, and then drift. You can like drift through the entire race. If you're good, look it up sometime. It's actually pretty cool.
Some of the computers.
It's cool how it rewards skill, but it's also easy to see like why Mario Kart is better on some levels because it's more of like a party fun game.
Right. I think Nintendo's been that way though. That's kind of the theme for them.
Do you guys remember when we were in high school and like they'd play Mario Kart at lunch on the stage?
Yeah.
Man, that was fun. Too bad they never did Smash.
Yeah.
That'd have been fun to wreck some scrubs and Smash.
Because I don't think they want people actually punching each other.
Any Mario sports that you guys are like a big fan of? Mario Power Tennis is the only one that I really like.
I've actually never played any. Actually, I take that back though. I have played Mario Basketball on the DS.
I played Mario Strikers too.
That shit on the DS was my fuck. I was always the ninja on the game. I always fucking beat people, and my friends got super pissed at me.
They're always fun because they're like really simple sports games. Because like sports games can be pretty complicated. They're really simple versions of sports games, but with like wacky ass Mario shit. So like in Mario Power Tennis, it's basically just tennis. You like run back and forth, you hit the ball back and forth, but then you can like become giant, or you can like shoot a fireball, and it's just
so stupid.
So, but that's really all I have to say on those.
They're not very hard.
What's the newest Mario game coming out for the Switch? It's like takes place in
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Mario. That game looks fun, to be honest. You can like throw your hat and jump on it. Yeah. All right, so I'll go through the RPGs as well. Those are probably my favorite Mario games besides 64.
I've never seen anything about them.
We should do Super Mario RPG for the channel.
Okay.
It's on Super Nintendo. Shouldn't be hard to record. So
okay.
The Super Mario RPG was actually made by fucking Square. Which is pretty crazy, yeah. It was like isometric 3D, had like some of the best graphics on the system. You could get Peach and Bowser in your party and like 2 original characters. Geno is like the famous character from that everybody wants in Smash. He's like a little wooden doll, like with the spirit of the stars or something in him.
He's like frog. He's like the frog from Chrono Trigger.
The frog from Chrono Trigger is a dude who just got turned
cursed.
into a frog.
Yeah, I know
he's cursed.
He's kind of like that, but he's like the star fragments are all fucked up. So like a spirit from the world of the stars comes down and possesses a puppet.
All right. That sounds stupid, but okay.
Well, that's like this weird steampunky ass group of dudes shows up and they're like, we're taking over the fucking Mushroom Kingdom. And like when they come, there's like this big ass sword that crashes into Bowser's castle. And when he comes down, he shatters the Star Road, which is like a road to the world of the stars or whatever. So you got to like collect the fragments of it.
All right.
Rainbow
Every
Road.
Mario RPG game, for the most part, you have to collect stars.
Yeah.
Except for Mario and
That
Luigi.
is that's the premise of
Oh
it.
yeah, isn't there like, there's like RPGs on the 3DS where like you go into their dreams and stuff, right?
That's
that's Mario and
Luigi
Oh,
Dream.
okay.
Okay, and then Paper Mario was next. It was like the successor to... It was originally Super Mario RPG 2,
Right.
but it just kind of... The art style just led it to become its own thing.
All right.
Paper Mario is fucking the shit. Especially the Thousand Year Door.
Thousand Year
I
Door.
played Thousand Year Door.
The Thousand Year Door is fucking
You
hype.
know why?
What?
Because it's on
This
GameCube.
was on the GameCube.
Yep. Fun ass JRPGs, especially even if you're not into this like the genre yet, it's a really good entry point. And they really like do a good job of like fleshing out the Mario world with like all these interesting characters, and like they all have, you know, every species has its own little area and they all have their own personality types, and like it's just great shit. The first game is like
It's really creative. It's really
yeah,
creative.
the first game revolves around Bowser stealing Peach's castle. He like lifts it up in the air. You got to collect, I think it's 7 stars. It's always 7 stars. You got to collect 7 stars to build a road to the castle, and then you fight Bowser. That also a pretty epic fight. The Thousand Year Door, you have to collect 7 stars to open a door that has like a mysterious artifact behind it.
Cool.
Both games have really great companions.
I think it's in Thousand Year Door where like somebody goes, "Will you go on this quest?" And you go, "No," and the game ends. It's like,
I love it when games do that.
yeah.
Also, in something funny in the Thousand Year Doors, like Luigi's also going on his own little quest, and like you can see him every chapter, and he's like hanging out with his own new party member, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saved this land," and then you talk to his party member, and he's like, "No, he didn't. He like fucked up everything, and I had to fix it. And I hate him. I'm gonna get my revenge." It's fucking hilarious. Well, because in Paper Mario 1, like once you get the ground pound, you can like ground pound this spot in Mario and Luigi's house, and you can like find Luigi's secret diary. And he's like, "I wish my bro would take me on an adventure. I wish we could go on an adventure together, bro." And then you're like, "Oh, that's kind of sad."
Luigi's always the sad character. They always undermine him. It's the fucking worst thing ever.
And then
It kills me
until
about-
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
even
but
in
like,
Luigi's Mansion, he's like a scared little bitch, and he's trying to save Mario.
yeah.
Well, he's just trying to save his big bro.
I don't even
Honestly,
think I
I'm-
saved Mario.
Well,
in that
honestly,
game, to
I'm
be
glad
honest.
they gave like Luigi his own like unique personality traits and stuff. But the other 3, I've played Super Paper Mario. It's fun. It's like a platformer, but you level up like an RPG, and you can switch between 2D and 3D. It's
Okay.
good. The story's pretty good, but like all the side interesting stuff that was really cool before is kind of gone. The main story's fine, I guess. That's a good game. And then fucking Sticker Star, Jesus Christ. It's not even an RPG anymore. It's like yeah, it's poop. I'm not even gonna... Color Splash looks a little bit better, but it's also in the same vein as Sticker Star, so I'm not really interested in it.
Okay.
And then there's Mario and Luigi, which are like the best RPG series, I think.
Paper Mario kind of went off with the Wii one.
Yeah.
There's the
It
original
became-
Mario and Luigi for the Game Boy Advance. The cool thing about that is even in battle, like one button controls Mario and one button controls Luigi. So you have like an enemy that's like attacking you, and you dodge the attacks in real time. So you have to like jump as Mario and like jump as Luigi or whatever to dodge the attacks.
Yeah.
And team attacks are all together.
Yeah, and you like do
You can-
weird fucking button presses and stuff.
It's the
Alright.
shit.
And I think every single Mario and Luigi game takes place like in a different place other than the Mushroom Kingdom, so they
Yeah.
kind of invent their own little unique kingdom for each one. Like the first one's like themed around beans, and then in the sequel,
I think that's Space and Time. I think we're fucking.
no, that's the first one, Superstar Saga,
Superstar Saga.
and then the second one is Partners in Time, where like the
There.
fucking baby versions of Mario and Luigi are your partners. So now you're controlling 4 characters.
Yeah. A, B, and X
yeah,
and Y.
they went to the DS. There's 4 buttons, fucking 4 characters.
All right.
Then there's Bowser's Inside Story, where like at the beginning, Mario and Luigi are eaten by Bowser, and they're like the whole game is like their whole part of the game is in his body.
Yeah, it's Isaac's fetish.
And then And then like you play as Bowser for a lot of the game, and like
Yeah.
he's going like on a rampage
Yeah.
after the main villain. Then there's Dream Team, which where the gimmick of that one is you go inside of Luigi's dreams, which is also really cool for his character because like you'll go in his dreams and then you'll see all like these thoughts he's having about his brother and stuff. He's like, I wish I wasn't so scared.
It's super fun because like sometimes like you'll fucking smash his Luigi because like you'll get 100 Luigis and they'll just fucking kill enemies.
All kinds of crazy shit goes on. Like you make hammers out of Luigi's and.
Well, isn't the original ending of Mario 3 like it was all a dream?
That's Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he like wakes up.
That's stupid.
Yep. That's how they explained it being so different from, which even makes it weirder because how the fuck are Bob-ombs and Shy Guys exist in the Mario universe if they're only in Mario's dream world?
Maybe
he's dream. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then the newest Mario and Luigi is Paper Jam, which I haven't played, but it like crosses over with Paper Mario. So your characters are Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario, and like the Paper universe and the Mario and Luigi universe are like interacting.
Cool.
Yeah. I think they're making a new Mario and Luigi, aren't they? I think they might be. They're busting these things out like fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're fucking printing
Great
things
series
like
though. It's a lot of fun.
Well, Mario prints money, so.
And Mario and Luigi's just Mario and Luigi. Like people complain about Paper Mario a lot, which I understand, but like Mario and Luigi has also always kind of been here. It's a little bit less popular, but it's also like each game is consistently really good. Even some of them are a little bit weaker, but
you're right.
So I think that's all for Mario.
I would hope so.
It's probably the longest one. There's so much shit to talk about for Mario.
They've been pushing on Mario since like, they became a thing.
Yeah. And he's got so many sub-series and...
Yeah.
Zelda next?
I guess.
Alright. Zelda 1.
This is the one I'll have least to talk about.
Zelda 1, it's a good-ass game. It holds up really well because there's not a lot of games that say, put you in a world and say, go.
Right.
There's very few games. You don't even have to get the fucking sword.
Cool.
That's kind of the mold that Breath of the Wild has come off of. Not that I know a ton about that game. I'm trying to avoid
Spoilers.
too much info about it, yeah.
I just know 50 ways
Have
to
you
die
played
in
the
that
first
game.
one?
I've played... Is that the one with the shield on the front of it? Link's Adventure?
Yeah.
No, not Link's Adventure.
I don't.
The first one's top down.
Top down?
Link's Adventure is Zelda 2.
I have... Okay, that I have... And then I've played Link's Adventure. Okay.
Yeah, the first one's really great. Holds up really well.
That one's fucking hard.
Zelda 2 is hard as shit. Doesn't hold up as well. It's a lot more obtuse. Like
it's fucking...
In Zelda 1, you like explore the world and like maybe you'll see like something that needs burned or something. And then when you beat Dungeon 3 and you get like the fire rod, you're like, oh shit. Now I have this new tool. I can like interact with the world in more unique ways. But like in Zelda 2, it's like, we're not going to tell you any idea where the fuck to go. But you have to go to this place in this order, but we're not going to tell you which order, and you have to level up by grinding shit.
It's fucking weird because when I first played that game, I think it was for there was a demo for the GameCube for Majora's not Majora's Mask, I think.
Wind Waker?
Yeah, Wind Waker. And it had Ocarina of Time, and had fucking Majora's Mask, it had the
Zelda 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2, yeah. And I played Zelda 2, and oh my fucking god, I've never experienced like it. I just wake up, I'm like, old games are weird.
Yeah,
I went through it like for like, I don't know, maybe like half an hour. Got to like, it became night, and like I got stuck in a forest, and like ghosts were coming out of it. I'm like, I fucked.
Yeah, that game does not. I mean, I don't think it's a bad game, but it's like crushingly difficult. And it really doesn't, it's not as fun to play as the first one. The first one is still a lot of fun to play, and I would, like, recommend it to anyone, really. At least play it a little bit.
Okay.
Then there's Link to the Past, which really set, like, the Zelda formula, where you have a lot of the mainstay items that are still mainstay items were introduced in Link to the Past. Link to the Past was the first one that had, like, a really involved story. It also introduced, like, the dichotomy of having two worlds, which is a really common gimmick in Zelda games, which I'll talk about more as we go on.
Okay.
And then it also had the formula, which a lot of the games would follow, of having like a few child dungeons. Not child. That's an Ocarina of Time. A few like easy dungeons at the beginning, and then like something fucking crazy happens, and then there's like 5 more dungeons.
Cool.
And
Ocarina of Time follows
harder.
the exact same formula.
Yeah.
In Link to the Past, it's 3 easier dungeons, and then you unlock the Dark World, and then there's 5 harder dungeons, and like you can shift between the 2 worlds pretty much at will.
Cool.
And most of the puzzles actually like require you to switch back.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if Link's Awakening came out before or after Ocarina of Time. It's basically a sequel to Link to the Past. It was on the Game Boy. It takes place like in a dream world, so it's like really weird and kind of has like a dreamy aesthetic to it.
Okay.
Like they said they were inspired by like Twin Peaks when they made it.
Oh. Okay.
If you've ever seen that show, you kind of know like the atmosphere it presents is like really surreal and weird.
So do you have to find out who killed Laura Palmer?
No. You gotta save the Windfish.
Windfish?
Yeah.
Are you fucking with
It's
me?
the first Zelda game that has nothing to do with Zelda or Hyrule, which are usually my favorites. And then there's Ocarina of Time. You fucking know Ocarina of Time. 3 child dungeons.
Can't forget about 4 swords.
We'll get to it. You unlock the ability to become an adult. 5 harder dungeons. Epic ass game and fight. It's got a really good 3DS remake. Water Temple's not really that bad.
No.
It's tedious. It's not hard.
The boss is fucking. Ugh. I think I spent half an hour on that boss.
What Mario did for 3D platformers, Zelda did for like 3D combat and 3D
Adventure
exploration.
Game.
Yeah, because like it's weird to think about it now, but like especially in Matthew Matos's video about it, like he talks about when you get to the Deku tree, like how it's so like you walk into the fucking tree and like immediately you have to like climb shit. So like just imagine like that shit fucking blew your mind. It really does a good job of like teaching you about the verticality.
What's really sad? What are you
fucking shaking your head for, Eric?
That game sucks.
That game is fucking fire, dude.
I don't.
That game fucking sucks.
I think you've been watching a little too much of Ego Raptor's video a while. Like,
I have not watched. I don't watch him. I've played through the Deku tree and I was like, man, this game fucking blows.
It was so.
I've tried to play that game twice. I've
fun.
borrowed Tyler's copy of the 3DS version twice. I'm like, I can't play this fucking game. It's garbage.
I think you must be unable to like have any perspective besides, oh, it's 2017. Let me play this old game.
The game was not fun for me to play at all.
It's so fun.
It's super fun.
It's never been so much
the
fun.
Biggest the biggest problem with it today, I think, is like the overworld is kind of empty. But the overworld also works well as like giving the game space and like just separating the main areas of interest.
I think that's what they did. They fixed it in Majora's Mask, to be honest. That's kind of my thing. But also the overworld is like also cramped together because, I mean, it's Majora's Mask, and they were like
that's probably like the biggest flaw with it today. I think.
Yeah. It's
the classic. I mean, like, it's got the classic Zelda story. Most of the stuff that is still part of the main series that wasn't introduced in Link to the Past is introduced here.
Okay.
So. Great stuff.
Not really.
Yeah.
I guess what's next? Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask.
That's what,
Dear God.
Majora's Mask.
Not going to talk about it that much. But
it's really hard.
It's the twin brother of... Not the twin brother. Let's call it the baby brother. The weird baby brother of Ocarina of Time.
Okay. It's a direct sequel, right?
It is. And it's probably one of the best like direct sequels of anything I can think of because of like how willing they were to like... Ocarina of Time received like rave reviews. Everyone was like loved the game, and they're like, "Okay, let's make this weird thing." And
let's fuck you up.
And it's just, I still can't think of another game that has like such a dark, depressing like atmosphere.
Well, the world's ending, is it not?
I know, and the whole like, and that also has such a like believable set of characters. Right. Because the way the 3-day system works is like, it allows like the Elder Scrolls system of like everyone to have a schedule, which adds to the believability, but it also limits it, so it's like scripted.
Right.
So they were really, and it focuses. There's only 4 dungeons, which is like a tiny amount. It's half as many as Ocarina of Time had.
Okay. Don't you like turn back time and stuff?
It's like a Groundhog Day time loop.
Yeah.
Where you have to reset it at the end.
You have to reset so you can push on farther.
Yep.
Okay.
But. So I mean, I used to hear a lot of complaints about people who weren't like a fan of like the day system, but it seems like nowadays most people, even if it's not their favorite, most people like Zelda fans have come to be like, yeah, it's a really good game.
Well, it just feels like a surmounting challenge because like you fuck up, that's like it. That's it. You fuck up.
Well, yeah, like
the clock.
is very important for building the atmosphere that I talked about before. Because the pressure of the time makes it like that much like worse on you.
Because like the fact that if you mess up, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah,
you're gonna fuck.
So you feel that pressure.
I'm in the infancy right now.
That puts you in like Link's shoes really well. It's a really good game. I'm sure I'll find an excuse to talk about it more later.
Well, we're gonna play it, so
yeah. Then,
welcome to the what we play cast.
Yeah.
Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. I don't have a whole lot to say about them. I've never played them.
They were back, I think.
They're on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
They kind of have that same format. Each one, I think Oracle of Seasons, you can switch the seasons. Oracle of Ages, you switch the time period at will. And if you beat them both, you like unlock a secret boss. So that's it's almost like a Pokemon type gimmick where there's two different games that are very similar.
Okay.
And then there's Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures, which are fun little party games. They're not, they're fun. They're not world changing or anything.
No.
But then we get to the Wind Waker.
Woo!
Wind Waker.
Second favorite game I've never played.
Wind Waker's gimmick is obviously the big fucking world and you sail around.
The boat. Gotta love that boat.
Such a weird one though. It's so out of place a little bit. I have to agree that it is kind of out of place because everything's cartoony. It's not.
A lot of people were like they didn't like the art style before the game came out, but that game has like the graphics have aged almost better than any other game like period. It looks
cool.
So good. Even the GameCube version looks like if you play the GameCube version in the emulator and you like upscale it to 1080p, it still looks better than the HD version.
Cool.
Yeah, because they fucked with the lighting and stuff. The HD version.
Let's just not talk about the HD version because oh my god. Whew.
Well, they fixed a lot of stuff. The pictograph quest being the main example. The cool thing about Wind Waker is it's almost like a post-apocalyptic Hyrule that was flooded, and there's I don't know, it's just I have like all these like really weird little nitpicks with it that just add up. Like it's so easy and like the world's so empty, and like they made all new races instead of like taking advantage. Like imagine if the Zora were all over the place in that world. Wouldn't that be a lot fucking cooler than like the bird guys?
Well, it'd be more like in depth, but you're like, where the fuck do these bird guys come in? Like,
well, you think like the fish people when the world floods, like they're gonna be living it up. They're like, finally, fuck those Hylians, right? But it's like unfinished. There's only 5 dungeons.
It's really
you can tell it was unfinished because it has the same format that I was talking about earlier. There's 3 really easy dungeons, and then there's 2 like more challenging dungeons. Those last 2 dungeons are the best part, but after that you have to do a bunch of fetch quests and then you finish the game.
Yeah, but that boat though.
That boat. It's the sailing music. Fuck.
Isn't it like called like the King of the Crimson Tide or something cool
king,
like that?
King of Red Lions.
That's so hype.
He is a king turned into a boat.
That's hype.
That is hype.
He's a king boat.
Yep.
You're literally on a boat.
I know.
It's hype.
It is hype. Really good game. Twilight Princess.
I've heard it's really, really good. Midna's cool.
Midna is probably the best companion in any Zelda game, I think.
Plus, you're a fucking wolf.
You would like that.
Well, the fucked up part is that they give you the wolf ability, but like you can't really do anything cool with it. Like the main thing you do when you become a wolf is hunt bugs.
Cool.
That's not cool.
It's
fucking tedious.
And
you
then
hunt bugs for an hour.
And then you sing the old songs.
But the dungeons are so fucking good. But like, a lot of people really love it, and it's a lot of people's favorite just because of like the epic feeling. For me, it's a little bit too similar to Ocarina of Time and like the way the story is presented, but like they just try to make it darker and shit. But they really do a good job of like expanding the items. Like the hook shot becomes the dual hook shot, which means you can fucking like
do it faster.
Well, no, you can like shoot to a wall, then hang on the wall, and then shoot at another wall.
Cool.
It used to be just like a grapple, like you shoot at a target and then you zip to it.
Yeah.
But now you can like zip back and forth between columns. There's like a disc thing that like rides up walls and
screws.
Shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's got one of my favorite dungeons, which is like an ice themed mansion. The thing about the Zelda games have a lot of good dungeons, but a lot of times like the setting for the dungeon is kind of like, it's a temple or it's a it's a whatever. But like, I really like when they do a more creative setting. So like an ice themed mansion where you meet like these old ghosts.
You also go to the desert and like you go into a sinkhole.
Yeah.
Cool.
High pass.
Yeah.
Good game. Skyward Sword.
You're forgetting a couple.
But
Minish Cap.
okay. I was gonna get to Minish Cap, but I was kind of speeding through like the console ones and then doing a chunk. We can talk about Minish Cap though.
Minish Cap.
I want to play Minish Cap. It looks. It keeps the same cartoony look of like that I like of Wind Waker.
Minish Cap.
Same thing with what's the one with the hourglass?
Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
Yeah.
Minish Cap is cool. I like how in Minish Cap they really take advantage of like the world because it's basically like they can design a house and create a house and then like you make you tiny so you can like see it in a whole new way.
Cool. What's with the hat? It's like a bird or something?
Yeah.
It's a bird, yeah.
And all the well, originally before Skyward Sword came out, the reason that it was basically like the first game in the timeline, and it was like the reason Link wore a hat is because the original Link had this bird that hung out on his head, and then so all like the following Links, it just kind of became a tradition. They like it's a common thing to wear like this long green hat. So it's like an origin story, but it's an origin story for Link's hat.
That's what I needed.
Well, it's like a cute little fun story, and then Skyward Sword they try to make like a big epic backstory for like the whole series, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah, it's stupid.
There's some cool items, but like the combat's wonky. I never liked I mean, I appreciate that they did it at least once. Tried to like because people always wanted a game where you use the Wii remote as a sword.
Yeah,
like, people had always been talking about it.
Are we talking about Skyward Sword now?
We're talking.
Oh.
So that's cool, I guess, but like I've never been that big of a fan of motion controls, and there's like shoehorned in the game, and like the problem is there's no like even in Twilight Princess for the Wii there was no option to use a GameCube controller,
right?
But now it's like even if there was an option, it wouldn't matter because you have to like swing the sword, like that's a critical part of the game. And,
right. Well, like that's just such a bad idea though, because like. Motion gaming is like such in its infancy. It's ridiculous. To, like,
it was a bad idea anyway.
I mean, I appreciate that they did it.
I guess.
Like you want to be cool, you want to feel like that.
But I don't think they should go for it again.
No, probably not.
And then there was no Zelda for Wii U. Now we have Breath of the Wild.
There was a remake.
2 remakes.
Well,
Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah, I forgot.
HD.
Twilight Princess started a disgusting trend. As far as I know, started the disgusting trend of like you buy an amiibo to unlock hard mode, and you buy an amiibo to unlock a bigger wallet in the game. It's fucking foul, dude. That makes me so mad. It's fucked up.
I know it's fucked up.
Why do I gotta buy a toy to play hard mode?
Welcome
oh, no.
Of your baby easy ass Zelda game.
Welcome to the fucking
modern era.
Breath of the Wild looks like a fuck ton of fun. I can't wait to play it,
dude. Yeah. Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
And I've never played Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass, but
are they direct sequels to Wind Waker?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I want to play those.
Yeah, they're like
on a boat.
In Phantom Hourglass, the Link from Wind Waker and the Zelda from Wind Waker, like they go off to form a new land, which they call Hyrule. At the end of Wind Waker, the king is like, you can create a new land different from Hyrule, and then they sail off in their boat.
Hyrule.
And then they call it Hyrule.
Hyrule.
Not even New Hyrule.
That Neo Hyrule.
And then Spirit Tracks is like.
Is it a train?
It's a couple generations later, and like railway systems are starting to be built around.
Cool.
Yeah.
But the problem I played a little bit of Phantom Hourglass, but like it's completely controlled with the stylus.
Ew.
Which is weird. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
What's the? Is that the one where Zelda is a ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And she's the armor.
Yeah.
That's fucking hype though.
Cool. I want to actually play through them and get more into it, but
Full Metal Alchemist did it better.
and then there's Link Between Worlds, which I haven't got around to playing yet. Which is basically
good.
Yeah, it seems really good. It's a sequel to Link to the Past.
Keeps that cartridge's look. So if you like,
and the gimmick of that game is you like go into walls, and also they've designed the game around you don't have to do dungeons in like a very specific order. Which ever since like Majora's Mask, you really had to do the dungeons in order. In Ocarina of Time, you could kind of get around it a little bit if you like went part way into a dungeon, got an item left, went to a different, kind of like a speedrun tactics type shit.
Right.
But this game really is like you buy items from the store a lot of the time, and then you use those to get into whatever dungeon.
Because death is permanent for you, I think. Like in a way, because like if you die, you lose your stuff, so you can buy it again.
Oh, that sucks.
Which is, I mean, I like the idea, but it kind of means that, like, they can't really balance a difficulty curve. So each dungeon's kind of, like, too easy, from my understanding. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't played it.
Okay.
And then there's Triforce Heroes, which is, like...
the party game.
A 2D Zelda, but it's 3D. I mean, it's 3-player.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think we got them all.
Cool. Metroid.
We're playing Zero Mission right now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Go watch it.
It's fun.
Why haven't you been watching it?
Yeah, it's Metroid. The last few episodes have weird audio.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think XSplit.
If you're watching it, maybe skip it or suffer through the audio, I guess. Well, something else I noticed is like, you'll be at a good distance from the mic, so everything you say is really clear. But I'll like lean back and forth while I play, kind of, and then I'll be too close. I'll be like here. And the mic's here, so my voice sounds like water. It's hard to understand what I say.
Oh.
But I also fucked up when I would edit the audio. I'm not going to go into like details of it, but I think I might have fucked up when I edited the audio also because of the way we recorded it. Okay. So we'll see. I'll try to fix it next time.
Okay.
But yeah, the original Metroid, they combined like a platform and like a spooky alien type game.
Ooh.
Hype shit. Zero Mission is like,
a remake.
A lot of people say the original is like, they like it for its own reason, where it's got a spookier atmosphere and like you don't have as much info on where you should be going. But in terms of like gameplay and being able to have fun with it, I think I prefer Zero Mission.
The baby.
It's Metroid 2.
Yeah, I know.
Then Metroid 2 came out.
The baby.
At the end, I fucking love Metroid 2 because like at the beginning it's like, I have landed. Now I must kill all Metroids, and the goal is like there's a fucking ticking timer thing that says kill 60 Metroids, and you just go. Where even in Zero Mission, they kind of like, you'll go to an area and they'll like have a little blip that you're supposed to follow, and it kind of like leads you along the path. You can
kill the Metroids.
Kill all of the Metroids however you want. I'm really excited to play another Metroid 2 remake.
Cool.
It's gonna be hype. But I tried to play the Game Boy version, and it's just like, the problem with it is it's a fucking 1989 Game Boy game, and it's Metroid, so like, not only is it
it's too hard to commit Metroid genocide.
Well, when you play Metroid Zero Mission instead of the original, and then you go to Metroid 2, it's like, okay, so not only are you going back 20 years, but you're like going backwards in gameplay, and it's just like you're trying to explore this black and white world. It's really hard to see where you're going.
Yeah.
Your movement options are limited, but another Metroid 2 remake seems fucking hype, so I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
Give the game the love it deserves.
Yep.
Then Super Metroid.
Cease and desist.
Yep. It's out there.
I know. Nintendo likes to give that stuff like a day. And then they're like, cease and desist.
Nintendo has always been great about that type of shit, where like other companies will shut it down like 2/3 of the way through production.
Yeah.
I think there's a Chrono Trigger sequel that people were fan making. It got shut down like 2/3 of the way. Stuff like that. I think like Project M is still out there. There was never any word of whether or not Nintendo officially did anything, but I think we can all assume that's kind of what they felt they were going to be under legal pressure, so they just kind of canned it. But it's out there, the code's out there, so people have been making their mod packs and stuff. Pokemon Uranium, like a day after it came out.
Yeah.
So they're always good about that type of stuff. Super Metroid. The gameplay that 2D Metroid is like famous for was basically created in that game.
All right.
And I haven't beat it. Gotten 2/3 of the way through, sadly. It's hype. It's probably my favorite one.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll see once we get to it on recording.
All right.
Fucking hype. Yeah. And the cool thing about Metroid is that it's got like a continuous story. Especially the 4 2D games, and then the Prime trilogy kind of have their own.
Right.
I think the Primes take place before Super. After 2 before Super. Or maybe it's after 1 before 2. I don't remember. I think it's after 1 before 2.
And Other M takes place between 1 and 2.
Other M
takes... 2 and Super.
Other M takes place after Super before Fusion. Fusion is the next 2D Metroid. Let's just do 2D then Primes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the gimmick of this game is like a parasite has infected Samus's suit.
The X-Parasite.
So that's why she loses all her abilities, because it's always like, why does she always lose all the cool shit that she had, and you gotta get it again?
Well, she has to, like, she gets out of her suit and gets a new suit, and then, like, the X-Parasites make a new Samus.
Yeah.
And It's like Dark Samus.
So this one, the gimmick of this one is kind of
Samus X.
Well, it's like it really goes with like that kind of that survival horror type style of it.
Yeah, you gotta hide from the thing.
It's a lot more linear than the other ones, which is kind of, a lot of people dislike. But I'm glad that they, ever since Metroid 1, with all of its influence from Alien, has also kind of had like a horror-y type atmosphere to it that has kind of went away in the later games. So this game does a really good job of providing that, I think.
Right.
And then you have Primes, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
I've only played 1. Sadly, I'm planning to get to the other ones. I still want.
That music for Vinvana Drifts, though.
Yeah, Prime is like, when they said, we're going to make Metroid a first-person shooter, you're like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And
But
then
it
they
was
did it.
good.
It was hype.
Yeah.
And I like how it's so different from Metroid, but it's still absolutely a Metroid game.
Yeah.
Which is like something weird about Mario 64 I never mentioned. Or if you look at Mario 64 compared to the old games, it's so different.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely still feels like a Mario game in every way, which is pretty astonishing.
Yeah.
And I think Metroid Prime, the Prime games feel like the exact same way.
Right.
They keep everything that makes Metroid great, and they just kind of do it in a new way. If I had to choose one series to take to a desert island with me, I think I'd take the 2D ones, but the Prime games are pretty great too.
All right.
And I think it's probably the most consistently great, like Nintendo series. I think.
Okay.
Because every
Too
game,
bad it's dead.
every game besides Other M is like top fucking tier.
What about the newest one, Metroid?
Federation Force.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that game, like it came out and nobody gives a fuck about it. Like everyone was so mad, but nobody gives a fuck about it. So.
What do you even do in that game? Are you?
It's like a multi. Okay, between Prime 2 and 3, there was a DS game.
Right.
Called Prime Hunters.
Okay.
Where you played as like other bounty hunters. You weren't Samus, and it was like more shootery.
All right.
But it was also on the fucking DS, so it was like you had to like use a stylus or something. And the new game is kind of like in that same vein.
Oh.
But you play as like weird little robots.
Oh. Cool.
I don't know. Hype ass series.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Can't forget Other M though.
I don't. Other M.
Adam said to talk about it.
Okay. Other M. They ruined the character, Samus's character. Not that Samus had a particularly deep character.
But they made her scared of Ridley.
But she was a extremely competent, super badass, like female character. She wasn't a deep character, but she was.
But she was badass.
She was awesome, and there was, and now they've made her like a whimpering little fucking. Like
Adam said I could use grenades.
Yeah, like
now.
her bosses are around. Like she's killed fucking building-sized monsters in this.
All right, no, it's not even her boss anymore. She left the army.
Yeah.
And now Adam just shows up and he's like, "Yo, princess." Well, that's the black guy dude, but he's like, "Samus, you can use missiles now." Thanks, Adam.
She's scared of Ridley.
Yeah.
Like, remember, this takes place
after the first game.
She has fought Ridley in Metroid 1. I don't think you fight him in Metroid 2. Super. I think you fight him in every Prime game.
Well, but Other M takes place before the Primes, right?
No. She's fought Ridley like 8 times. There's no reason for her to be scared of Ridley. See, that's what they tried. I feel like they tried to like add depth to her character. Right. But like they had no concept of anything that the series was already going with.
But you got cool short-haired punk Samus,
Fuck
so
you.
Nah, dude. She's like, got any objections, princess? And she'd throw her thumb down and go, ugh.
Like her behavior in Other M would make sense if it were the first game in the timeline. But it's like the 7th game in the timeline.
Right.
So it just pisses me off.
But it like
and they tried to like mix the 2D styles and the 3D styles of the gameplay.
Yeah. But
you play with the fucking sideways Wii remote.
And she says the baby like 100 times.
Yeah,
she keeps going on about the baby.
It's trash. It's gutter
trash.
The
infant.
Never play it. It's not worth $2 at GameStop.
It's
not. The worst part is it's not even like a terrible game. It is a mediocre game that ruins an awesome series. It's worse than a terrible game.
I do like that though. It like kind of fleshes out the Metroid universe a bit though.
Prime 3 did it. Also, you could like talk to NPCs and explore the Federation.
Right. But like
fuck Other M.
I would just recommend like watching the cutscenes. If you have any interest in that game, just watch the cutscenes.
I'd ignore it.
No, it's still a Metroid game. Adam says to go play. Go
because
watch
it says Metroid on the box does not mean it's like fucking Metroid.
Adam
game.
says to go watch it.
Fuck you.
Adam said. Adam's gonna let me use missiles now.
Adam can fucking kill himself.
Okay, legit. Adam has to tell Samus to put on the Various suit. She's in an area with lava, and she goes, "Adam, can I put on the Various suit now?"
Why are we talking about this fucking game, please? We're talking about Pokemon.
All right,
Pokemon's our last series, right? Last
I-
big series, I think.
We could talk about Animal Crossing, I guess, a little bit. Pokemon will be my series, and Animal Crossing will be Isaac's.
Oh my.
Pokemon, Gen 1.
Pokemon.
Stop being all nostalgic, you fuckers. It wasn't that good.
I mean, it was good, but it has been definitely
Bested.
Better.
It was bested by fucking Gen 2.
Yeah.
It's been
Like,
bested
alright.
by Pokemon Dungeons.
Alright. Listen up. Pokemon Gen 1, good game. But Psychic type, overpowered as fuck.
Well, yeah, it's just unbalanced and it's so glitchy. I mean,
Yeah, it's... Play the remakes.
anyone
is better.
who gives a shit about the series as a whole and not just the game they played was when a kid realizes that Gen 1 is like, it's good. I mean,
It's nostalgic and it's good, and then it started the series, but...
in
Who
terms,
gives a fuck?
it is definitely. I think it's definitely the worst gen.
It has some good mons in it, but, you know,
Well, yeah.
whatever. Gen 2, I like it. It's not like, oh my god, you have to play Gen 2, guys.
Gen 2 remakes, however.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay, do we want to talk about remakes in the gen they were released
Yes,
or the gen they
gens
were
they're
remaking?
released.
Okay.
Uh,
Because that completely shifts which gen is the best.
I don't think so, not really.
It absolutely does because I do not like Diamond like at all, but the remakes of those games are fucking fun.
Diamond does not have a remake yet.
I mean, the remakes of Gen 2 games that came out in Gen 4
Oh.
are some of my favorites.
I mean, never mind. I was meaning, like, we talk about the remakes with their older counterparts, kind of compare the two at the same time.
Okay, you don't want to talk about...
No,
like-
not the different, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
yeah, because that makes it completely
The
different.
remakes are really good.
Yep.
Remakes
Remakes are always really good, but
Yeah,
those ones are especially...
yeah. Gen 3, Logan will swear by Gen 3. That he really likes Ruby. I only played Omega Ruby. I really liked it. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was fun. I like the Pokemon in that game. In those games, I like my favorite Pokemon. Like one of my favorite Pokemons is in that game, Gardevoir and stuff. So, like, I like that game. Gen 4, fucking.
Emerald, you didn't even say Emerald.
I never played Emerald, so I don't know a whole
Emerald
lot
is-
about Emerald.
Emerald is not only the best from Gen 3, most people would argue it's better than the remakes, because the remakes, like, Emerald really consolidated, like, the best stuff about Ruby and Sapphire,
Okay.
and, like, added a bunch of new stuff, and then the remakes, like, took away the new stuff and, like, separated it.
Okay.
Which doesn't ruin it, but, like, a lot of people would argue that Emerald is one of the best games, and I agree, because Emerald's fucking hype.
Something overall about the Pokemon universe that I like is each Pokemon game takes place after the other Pokemon games. So Gen 2 takes place after Gen 1, 3 after 2, 4 after 3.
Except apparently the new gens are, like, their own universe.
No. Because Red and Blue are in it.
Yeah, but they're, like, different red and blue, I think.
No, because they talk about, because Blue's like, oh, still silent as ever, and they're the same dudes. Because they talk about, like, I'm pretty sure they're not their own universe.
I mean, that red and blue being in Sun and Moon throws a wrench in it a little bit, but, like, especially in, like, the secret endings of Alpha, Sapphire, and Omega Ruby, like, they talk about how, like, there was a world shift and there's like a universe in which Mega Evolution exists and one where it does not, and shit like that.
But Mega Evolution exists in Sun and Moon. They talk about it.
I know. That's why I'm saying they kind of threw a wrench in that, but at least in Omega Sapphire and Omega Ruby, they were like, that's absolutely what they were doing with. I'm not done with Sun and Moon, so I can't comment on it.
So dumb. Or anyway, back to
Not that the story fucking matters ever for the most part.
Back to what makes fucking sense.
Pokemon has no story.
Diamond and Pearl are fucking garbage.
They're good, but they're so fucking slow to play. Like, everything's so slow.
Ugh.
You're like falling asleep playing this shit.
The problem with those games is just, like, the Pokemon in it are bad. I don't like them. I ended up playing with, like, almost an entirely Gen 1 set of Pokemon. Because they were... Like,
that's probably the biggest flaw in the entire series, I think.
Gen 1 shows up too much.
Not even Gen 1, just, like...
Previous Pokemon show up too much.
Gen 1, 2, and 3 especially. Like, they just fucking nostalgia fag Gen 1, 2, and 3 forever.
Yeah.
And Sun and Moon, it's still a problem.
Yeah, it's annoying. Gen 5? Gold! Gen 5 was gold!
I need to play Black 2 or White 2.
So do I. I played White, loved White.
White's great.
Yeah, Tyler changed his fucking opinion on White the entire time I was playing White. He's like, that game sucks.
Yep.
That game's garbage. Stop playing it. It's bad.
Here's what happened. I played Yellow as a kid.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Emerald.
Okay.
Played a little bit of the remake.
Uh-huh.
Then I played White, and I'm like, where the fuck is the Pokemon like? So I was a big dumb fucking idiot.
And then
when I knew the series a little bit more, I played it again. I'm like, holy shit! I'm playing this fucking new Pokemon.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
Exactly.
Game is fucking hype. Story's really good too.
Yeah. Because it's like, yo, maybe Team Plasma's like, for the most of the game, you're kind of like, oh man, maybe Team Plasma's right, and like,
especially N. N's a really good character.
Yeah, it's like maybe he's right, and like, I shouldn't be forcing these things to fight for me. That doesn't seem right. And plus, those games kind of came out around the time when like the whole Michael Vick thing kind of happened around in that time period. So I was like, oh, that's I don't know about this.
My problem with the story, I really like it up until the end when it turns out like
Getsis was just evil to be evil.
Yeah, he was just evil the whole time. There's no like, which I'm not surprised. I mean, Pokemon has always been a series that's like very kid friendly, so
yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they kind of like it's like they ask this very interesting question, but they never go through with it.
Yeah,
which is kind of sucks, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad they asked it in the first place at least.
Right. All the Pokemon in that game are really, I think they're good. Don't get me wrong, like, oh, but the trash Pokemon's still better than Muck the freaking Blob.
Something I do agree with that people say a lot is like how I don't really like the overly simplistic designs a lot of the Pokemon have now. Where if you look at like Trubbish, let's use Trubbish and Muck because we were talking about him. If you look at Muck, like he is just a pile of fucking slime, but he's also got like a bunch of like detail and like interesting shading on him. And if you look at Trubbish, he's like a very cartoony trash bag with like
googly eyes attached to him.
Yeah. He's a rare Pokemon, so what? Like
Why is he
rare
rare?
The company. The rare is the company.
Yeah.
They slap googly eyes on everything. But who cares? He's a good Pokemon.
Well, I mean, I don't like him that much, but he's better than Muck.
Don't like Pokemon in general. I'm not a big Pokemon
Isaac is
fan.
to Pokemon what Erik is to Zelda, except Isaac's played Pokemon.
Yeah.
I played part of a Zelda game.
You played 1/8 of a Zelda game.
You played 2 seconds of a goddamn Zelda game.
Anyway, I have not played the sequels to the Black and White. What I like a lot about Black and White is the 2.5 dimension it has.
Yeah.
Where it's like you kind of get depth in it. They did enough depth for.
Well, they do a lot of cool stuff where you like run around a building.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Gen 6 X and Y. I really like those games. For some reason I really like them. It's just I have fun with them.
I mean, I think they're okay. But it just feels like they don't really go anywhere by the end of the story.
I had fun with it, but coming off of like Getsis and like Team Plasma, Team Flare is just a bunch of chuckle fucks. And
Team Flare is one of the worst teams.
Yeah,
I don't think. The Gen 6 Pokemon, I like them. I like their design. I like their design especially, but yeah, it has the same problem where. And
there's not enough like.
Gen 5 Pokemon. They really nostalgia fagged with X and Y because they were really trying to get people back on the train. So like they even give you Gen 1 starters and stuff.
Yeah. And then you have
Sun and Moon,
which I have gone back and I have started playing Sun and Moon again. I'm on the third island. It's not as bad as I thought it was at the beginning.
It's not as bad as you thought it was before you played it.
Well, I was about 6 hours in. I'm like, man, this isn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be.
The worst part about the game is like, if you're used to like the quick beginnings of the other Pokemon games, it's kind of like a slow intro. There's a lot of story stuff.
Yeah.
Which
my god, the characters will not stop talking.
But
Yo,
see,
but
my problem. I mean, it's for me. It was never a problem because I was interested in it and I liked what they were doing with it. But I can see why if you're playing the Pokemon game, you just want to play it. Maybe you're not interested in the story. But like, ever since I got into White, I was like, I want a more in-depth story, and Sun and Moon does it. Maybe at the cost of a little bit longer cutscenes, but like, I'm a huge MGS fan. I mean, I like.
He's used to the cutscenes.
There's some fucking like I like some visual novels and shit, so it's not like I'm opposed to reading the story a little bit to get into the game.
But
if I gotta sit through like 30 minutes of cutscenes, but I'm way more invested in the characters, then it's really worth it to me. So
I do like the fact that they got rid of HMs because HMs were stupid. Stop making me take up.
I hope the next game does as much like tidying up of the systems that are like, because the problem, like, they've been building on these same old ass systems and they've just kind of been shoving new shit in them.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sun and Moon didn't add as much shit as it did like let's trim down and like make stuff make more sense.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job of that. And I hope they keep doing it because there's still stuff that they can do.
The story so far, I'm about 30 hours in because I did a bit of grinding and stuff. Story so far, not really all that invested in. I mean, I like Lily and I like the Cosmog whole thing.
I'm liking the character arcs. I'm about the same part as you, but I haven't been playing. Like, I got that far like a week after the game came out and I haven't really played it anymore since. I like where the characters are going, and I'm interested to see what is up with the Foundation and those weird ass like fucking alt dimension Pokemon.
The Ultra Beasts.
But I feel like I don't have the full experience, so I can't.
Right.
But where I was going, I was interested in the story. I wasn't like mentally interested in it as much as White, but like in terms of having more than one interesting character and stuff, I like it.
I do have to say that I like Team Skull a lot.
Team Skull is the best team.
Dude, Team Skull, just a bunch of goofy fuckers. It's hilarious. And like, they're just it's funny. They're squatting all the time. They're rapping at me. I'm like, man, get out of my face. They're trying to steal a bus stop sign.
That is so fucking pathetic.
Like, why are they trying to steal a bus stop sign? It don't make no sense.
That's rad.
But I don't have a whole lot more to say about Pokemon.
I played Pokemon Stadium as a kid.
I never did. I didn't play Coliseum. I didn't play XD. I haven't played the Mystery Dungeons. I kind of want to go back and do it. And I have not played Snap. Even though I've heard Snap was really good.
I played Snap as a kid too. I had Hey You Pikachu also.
Oh, whoa. That's an oddity.
The best Pokemon game.
That's an oddity.
Hey You fucking Pikachu.
Nah, it's that dungeon.
If you say PlayStation out, it gets mad.
It's that Pokemon
Jay
dungeon.
Witt said that to me. Now he like to spell with that rumor.
You got anything to say about Animal Crossing?
Woo! It's the birth of a casual game. God damn.
Come back every day to get new caps or whatever.
Animal Crossing's so fucking comfy, dude.
It's so fucking.
My main problem with Animal Crossing is I game at night.
Yeah.
So that always sucks. In games that have like a time clock.
Yeah.
Like in Pokemon, like I had it in my head when I was playing Alpha Sapphire. Like I beat the game, got towards the end game. I was collecting a bunch of Pokemon. I had it in my head I was gonna like buy the previous gen and like trade off with you and like try to complete my decks, but I got like 50% in and I was like, this is fucking boring actually. Well no, actually what it was, I was trying to make an EV team.
Oh yeah.
We didn't even talk about competitive.
No, you forgot about competitive.
Okay.
The only reason I played Pokemon was because of that
I'm very
reason.
interested in competitive Pokemon. I would absolutely want to hack my Pokemon because I don't give a fuck about trying to breed a perfect ass Pokemon and like grind it up a certain way with certain monsters. It's so obtuse.
Yeah.
Because I'm super interested. Like I see the depth in it, and it interests me a lot. But like the barrier to entry is so high. Like I'm not willing to invest myself that much in any of the games.
A lot of the time, it's those guys have done that through several games of like, well, they got their Groudon in the original Ruby or whatever.
I mean, if you follow like a very specific guide, it's not so hard. Like, the problem is just like you have to keep breeding, which is just tedious, and then you have to like you got to see what EVs do I want. Okay, but I can't just like put EVs on my guy. I have to like take this Pokemon. I got to make him fight these certain battles, you know, with these certain monsters. So if it's a monster I don't want to fight, I gotta like quit the fight, or I gotta load a save, and it's just like it's so tedious. I just want to have a team, and I want to have the battle, but I don't want to like. And I guess I understand like kind of the appeal of I built this team, you know, because part of the appeal of Pokemon is like you attach yourself to the monsters, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're at that level of playing Pokemon anyway, those people don't give a, like they're just tossing out, like they'll breed 25 of a Pokemon and they'll throw out 24 of them because fuck it, they'll wonder trade them away to try to maybe get something better.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I just wish I know you can hack your Pokemon in, but
right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I would be more willing to get into that if it weren't the barrier weren't so high.
Right.
That's all I have to say about it.
I think it's interesting. I think that'd be something I'd be interested in doing. I just am too lazy to do. But I like doing it like with friends and whatnot.
Yep.
It's fun enough.
It just takes so long to even like get a good like. I remember fucking getting Sun, and then battling you, and you're fucking like
Well, the
halfway through the second island, and I'm like, I've got this fucking. Have this Meowth that's like level 2, and I'm just like, go Meowth. And
if you could cheat a team of Pokemon you wanted, we would just fight over and over again.
Yeah.
I literally, the first part of the game when I got to Wonder Trade, I Wonder Traded away a Groudon, or not a Groudon, but a fucking what are the little dogs in the game? I fucking forget.
Pup? No, not Lillipup. That's Gen 5.
There's all kinds of fucking
The little pupper, the thing that evolves into the lichen rock.
I don't know what it's called. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I traded away to get a fucking owl that was like level 25, so I smashed the game.
Okay. Go ahead.
Something else about like the time clock thing. I'm so sick of playing Pokemon Moon at noon.
And then it's the middle of the fucking day. I do like how they did that, though.
No. It's the bitch at the nurse is like, you're up late. I'm like, bitch, it's noon. I'm up early. Fuck. It's annoying.
Especially like time clocks, though. It makes the game fun. I don't know. It makes the game feel
like,
more lively.
I like that they're in there. It just ends up where I like end up playing at night, or I don't ever think I finished the thought of me completing the decks, but the problem was that there was Pokemon that like you would have to catch between like 11 and noon or some shit. Like you had 1 hour to catch. Well, I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking catch that because I have to work and go to school every day.
Yeah.
So.
I suppose we should get back to
Animal Crossing. Sorry to interrupt. Where you were just about to start going off.
Nah.
So comfy.
It's so comfy. I remember fucking playing the first one on the GameCube. Started out for the GameCube. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
There's been one on every system.
Yeah, there's been one every.
The one on the Wii U was like
that's
the fucking Happy Houses or whatever.
That's the newest one that they threw out. I don't know what that one is about. I don't know if it's the same format.
Is there a story to these games, or
there's a small story. The first one, you arrive, you're just like a move. You move from your parents. Like you're like
and Tom Nook builds you a house, and then you're in debt. So you gotta pay off your debt.
Yeah, you pay off your debt. But you're his lackey.
Every time you like pay off, like he's like your debt is 5,000 bells. You pay him 5,000 bells, and he upgrades your house, and he's like, okay, now you're in debt 30,000 bells. So you're basically a slave.
It's fun because like it's like a level progression, like all the cool shit you get from shaking trees or buying stuff you stick in your house. So it's not like I'm just getting bells to pay off my house because there's no like clock.
Well,
there's no.
You're not immediately. That's just something you do.
But you like move into this animal town.
Yeah.
You're like a dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first one is really weird.
It's actually kind of randomly generated too. So like each time you start a new town, you have like a different selection of the 20 or whatever animal guys. So it's a little different each time you make
some move in and some move out, and it's like it feels really lively. The first one was like it was really bare bones, I think, in a way, because I think I don't know if Harvest Moon was out at the same time.
It was designed for the N64, and it just ended up being on the GameCube because the GameCube came out.
Yeah,
right.
And it was kind of a way to match Harvest Moon. That was the first one on the GameCube. It's really weird though because the fossils were still in the game. All the games like to get like really good bells, like sell fossils. Like you couldn't get fossils identified until you like connected your Game Boy Advance to your GameCube by the weird link system.
Yeah.
And like come across someone who had also identified this as well, and that was the only way to get it. It was really hard. So I had like a bunch of like fossils in my pocket that were unidentified, and I just kind of like tossed them aside.
Okay.
Also,
New Leaf is really good, right?
New Leaf is, I like it. It's back to the bare bones minimum of the same as the GameCube, because like honestly with I think with City Folk it was like a little too much, and it was like a little like so much to do and so little time, because like everything like closes at like really at like times that like I would get off at work like 9 or whatever, and New Leaf, and then City Folk was like super huge. But I'm trying to get to City Folk because like there's the GameCube one, then there's the DS one, the DS version,
Wild World.
Wild World,
yep. Right now.
Yep, Wild World. That was just basically so you could play with your friends and like, look at my house.
Yeah,
I'm 30 bells in debt.
Yeah.
You want to give me bells?
And then did you say the Wii one already?
I have not seen the
City Folk.
City Folk. I have mentioned, yeah.
And then New Leaf for the 3DS.
Yes. And then Home Designers, which I have
there's
not
like
played.
There's like a amiibo party game for the Wii U, and then
And then, but
they're all pretty much the same. They just kind of like add new stuff.
Yeah. City Folk is pretty much.
New,
if you want
better graphics, better like each system has its own like unique little functionalities that like the 3DS has like way better internet connectivity, so you can go to other
play with
towns
friends.
and stuff. Yeah.
There's also weird stuff you can do on the 3DS one, the New Leaf. There's a town, I think, if you type in like a certain stuff, it's like really creepy and shit.
Yeah, you can like make weird
Silent
towns
Hill.
with
And if you want to play, I think if you want to play the best one, I'd play City Folk. Because even though it has a lot to it, and it's like kind of like an overfill of things, and like you literally, I bought the book for City Folk, and there's a fucking calendar for it.
I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Yeah.
Well, like the
game never ends.
When I say like New Leaf isn't like bare bones, like, and then there's not like a whole bunch to do because like you're a mayor. That's what they did. Like, and with City Folk, there was you go to the big town square like it's a mall, and like you spin a shit ton of bells there because like there's a fucking like a fashion designer place where like the clothes there like cost more.
Right.
And so, like, you can go back in there, so you're not, like, spending your bells on just, like, the fact of, like, paying off your home.
Okay.
And with City Folk, or for New Leaf, you basically, like, the thing is, like, your first task is to, like, become mayor. So you have to get your house, you have to pay, like, 10,000 bells, and then you have to get an approval rating. Yeah, so you have to, like, talk to people and poke the shit out of them.
Then you gotta, instead of, like, paying off Tom Nook, you have to, like, build... Like you have to invest in structures. So you like build a bridge and build
like
different stuff for the community.
And it's really nice because like they added like a thing to like give you. The first game was like if you don't play it for a while, weeds start to grow, things start to grow, and you got like, and it's just like your town looks like shit. Okay. So like, and New Leaf, you get like it gives you an initiative too because like they have this new currency thing where it's like meow tickets. And, like, you use these meow tickets to buy certain items, such as, like, weird items from, like, this camping dude. And, like, that's another thing, that, like, the campground, where this fucking... Fuck. Forgot my favorite character of the game. Shit. What's his name? Oh, my God, he's the dog.
KK Slider?
KK Slider, yes. Yeah. That was the
fucking...
That was the best part of the game.
KK Slider's fucking...
Because... That was there was events in the game, like 4th of July, like all the holidays were really big of the game, but like, City Folk added all the holidays in it, like all the weird holidays and stuff like that. And then, But like on the GameCube, you could go to like KK Slider at times of like the day and like listen to a song, and then he'd give you a song, and if you had a tape player, you'd go home and slide that tape in and listen to it, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, son.
And then you crush the fucking roaches in your house because you haven't played for a while. So it's like a nice comfort game, and like it's something like to burn away the hours because it's just super nice. I would say play City Folk because like there's literally a lot of stuff to do, and it would give you an incentive to play it because like literally like every so Wednesday at like a certain time there's like a walrus that comes and gives you like, here's a bubble blower, and you're like, fuck yeah. You blow fucking bubbles in people's faces. It's fucking nice. You can piss people off by hitting them in the head with a net. It's so fun. New Leaf. I'd also play New Leaf, but if you want to go back and like play a really good one, that's like I think a lot better than New Leaf is City Folk.
All right. I know they wanted to mention Pikmin.
Yep, Nintendo had to make its own little strategy game, so I don't have a ton of stuff to say.
Pikmin is really simple.
They
It's
kept
really
making fun of me earlier saying I look like a purple Pikmin.
You do look like a purple.
Your
Pikmin.
image for this podcast is literally going to be a purple Pikmin, dude. Your image is now a purple Pikmin. That's just how it's going to be.
Great.
You better just embrace it.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else to say about Pikmin,
well, I would say if you really want to like sit down and play like a fun game and
fun little, it's like a basic type of like real time strategy puzzle game.
Yeah. You like
Pikmin? I would recommend Pikmin 2.
I would.
Pikmin 1 is like a little bit simpler and it's got like a 30-day time limit.
But if you're new to it, it's gonna be a fucking difficulty curve because I think when I got to
Pikmin 2, like it keeps track of days, but you're like allowed to spend as much time as you want.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're not. The first one is the time limit one, which is basically a Majora's Mask. So you're really rushed.
Well,
and you make a lot of
not
fucking...
even like that. Well, because even in Majora's Mask, you have unlimited time. You just have to reset. In Pikmin, you like each day is like what 15 or 20 minutes. Something like that.
I'd say like 15,
20 to 30 minutes, something like that. And you have 30 of them, and that's it. And you have to get like
30 days
because you land on this weird alien planet and you're running out of oxygen, so you have 30 days to rebuild your ship so you can fly back home. So, and you have to get like, I think there's like 30 parts to your ship. So you want to get a part a day, but there's some parts you absolutely need. What?
I think it's 50.
That seems like a lot. I don't know. It's been a while. But then Pikmin 2, the goal is to find rare artifacts to make money because the boss of your company wants to make a bunch of money on this new planet. And you're like, I love it because like it's basically Earth, like in the future, or like you're really tiny or something. Because like sometimes you'll find like you'll get like a bunch of Pikmins, they'll dig something up, and it'll be like a Duracell battery, and you carry it back to your ship.
I think that's the power system for your thing.
Yeah.
In the game as well.
It's kind of got like a Bug's Life type thing going on where everything's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
If that's it about Pikmin
3, I haven't played much.
Anything else? Any other?
3, haven't played. It just adds more stuff to it.
Well, we would be remiss if we didn't mention Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Fuck yes, love it. Because I shit at fighting games. Don't know how I played Street Fighter V so well last time. Holy shit.
He beat like 2 people.
I beat like 2
that's
people,
more people than I ever beat.
But they were super high fucking level. They were fucking.
Levels doesn't really matter. It's like your league that matters. They were like bronze.
Doesn't matter. I fucking suck at games. Fighting games are the shit, the bane of my existence.
Never played. I think I might have played 64 once. Smash Bros. 64. I never played it that much.
I've played a lot of it.
I like how
you played 64.
Oh yes.
Damn. All right.
Oh yes.
I like how each game is different, especially like on a competitive level. Except Brawl's shit.
Brawl's absolute shit. Don't even play it.
But the only one I've ever.
Doesn't Brawl have like a pseudo story mode?
It has a
story mode's actually kind of fun.
I fucking love the story mode of the game.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the crossover that Capcom has, like their crossover games where like Ryu meets with like.
It's basically just they live in a world where everybody's there, and like there's an evil guy, there's like an evil group, and they're trying to like turn everybody into trophies
Right.
and like corrupt the world. So you have to like gather your party. But there's a lot of cool epic shit that happens. Like
You literally fight the god, and you're just like, Sonic
The
comes
god
in, he's
man?
like, he fucking destroys like half
Yeah,
the wing, and
like
he comes in, and Snake comes in, he's like, ugh,
you got to fight the final boss and like
his stomach.
and then fucking Sonic shows up. He's like, "Hey, let's do it."
What?
Because they added him right at the end of development, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
Right.
So. Snake
Does Snake come in like CQC it?
Snake is on Meta Knight's ship. He's like sneaking. He's in a cardboard box, and I think Samus and Pikachu show up and find. No, Lucario finds him. I think.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
senses his presence in the box, he's like,
And then like the fucking.
Yeah, the exclamation mark shows up.
But the only like one that interests me on a mechanical level is Melee. But like.
Well, Melee's the competitive standard, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
64 is also pretty competitive, but it's like it's very focused on
it's super hard to get down.
if you get basically you get hit and then you get comboed a stock. Like they play with
Right.
like the standard for Melee is 4 stocks. In that game it's 5 just because it's basically like hit somebody and get off your combo because of the way the floatiness and the combos work.
Right.
The game is super floaty.
And then like Melee has all
Super.
this like dope ass tech that you can do
Right.
and it's really fast paced and then
They accidentally made a good fighting game.
well some of the stuff like they were aware of, they just didn't get rid of it.
Right.
Because they're like, who would ever like air dash into the ground and slide? And it's like literally everyone all the time.
And then 4.
Well, then Brawl's kind of like removed all that stuff. And they added tripping.
Ugh.
Jesus
Don't even,
Christ.
I don't know.
'Cause they
Why
were
would
like,
they
we don't
do
want
that?
a fighting game.
Because he wanted to like level the playing field. Because he thought that the people because in Sakurai's mind he thinks that if the game lets you have the ability to be super good at it, then like little babby faggots aren't gonna like it.
Right.
Well, then you play with your little babby friends. That's what you do.
No, he's literally under the impression that if the game is more deep, then people won't get into it.
Right.
I
Like
get-
Melee wasn't the best selling game on the GameCube. Whatever.
Bruh,
And then 4
That's a lie.
kind of got rid of some of the tripping issues.
It did get rid of.
It got
I
rid
mean,
of it.
it
and
got
then-
rid of all of like the blatantly awful shit,
But it's
and it's got actual combos and stuff, which Brawl didn't have.
Right.
But the combos are very simplistic and like less freeform compared to Melee, and the game's just. I mean, it still got the slow aspect.
Right.
The problem,
But 4's got all the cool DLC characters though.
doesn't matter.
yeah,
I don't
I
You
know.
mean,
get to play as Bayonetta. Fuck you.
I like
Doesn't matter.
I like 4 as a game, and I appreciate that at least like it has a competitive scene, but like it's never been the gameplay's never been that interesting to me.
The only problem I have with Melee is like there's too many copy characters.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest flaw with the game. Like there's like 8
Swordman.
There's 8 good characters.
Swordman.
Not-
Luigi.
Fox.
Well,
Luigi.
not-
Luigi.
Not only is there's a bunch of clone characters, but if you're any amount of good at the game, like half the characters are shit anyway.
Yeah.
Characters like
Kirby.
Kirby and Mewtwo, just garbage.
Pichu.
Even Pichu is better than most of them, to be honest.
Kirby's just he's just a damage spun. Like you punch him a million times and he's like
Like,
got a million.
Whatever.
He's got like 1,000,000%, and then he just like floats and then comes back and you're like, what the fuck?
That's why he's fun to play though.
And then Mewtwo is like a shitty fucking Lucario, and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Right now, I can't think of any other Nintendo series.
I'm sure as soon as we we quit recording, there will be something we think of.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Talked about Mario, Pokemon, Metroid. We kind of mentioned F-Zero. We talked about Zelda.
We didn't really talk about Kirby, but I don't have that much to say about
Yeah,
Kirby.
I don't
right
have
now.
Kirby's awesome.
Maybe I can find an excuse to play like Superstar for the channel or something. But until
Yeah.
then.
You guys never played the 64 version of
I
it?
played 64 for the first time a couple years ago on an emulator, but it like glitched out. And there's this one puzzle where you have to like use runes on a wall or something to solve a puzzle, but the textures wouldn't load in on the runes, and they were random, so I couldn't look it up. So quit playing the game.
That game was super fun. Cause
It did add the cool thing where you could combine the powers.
Yeah, that was like the first one. Forget the
I feel like they're doing all kinds of like cool creative stuff with Kirby.
Kirby.
Still.
Yeah, you got the comeback with the
Kirby's
3DS
the unsung hero of Nintendo. Yeah.
Nintendo because he's cute. They
I guess we should kind of mention Punch Out a little bit.
I mean, I think I emulated the NES one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was fun.
a really unique game.
I miss that Mike Tyson's not in it.
There's not really any games like it anymore.
No.
Not really.
Even like the new Punch Out that they made was pretty different.
Yeah.
Donkey
Kong was in it.
My biggest lament with series that we don't have that much to say, like Star Fox, I never was that into.
No.
Didn't really like flying games that much.
No.
Rail shooters are they're kind of
Well, rail shooters are different because like House of the Dead, it's my shit.
Whew.
But
But yeah,
the best Star Fox game is
the one with dinosaurs in it.
fuck you. My favorite Star Fox game is the fucking gummy ships in Kingdom Hearts 2. Shit's hype.
All right.
But
I don't
at
have
the moment, I
else
don't have
to
anything
say.
else either. Nope.
Donkey Kong. We haven't talked about.
I've never really played too much
Donkey Kong Country Trilogy is like
Donkey Kong's more of a Rare property than it is a Nintendo anymore. Really.
That's what used to be true, not anymore. Rare hasn't touched it in 20 fucking years.
I know, but like
I mean, all of well, no, because I mean
the Donkey Kong games that are out now are based off the Rare formula.
Yeah, and they're pretty good actually.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying
The
but I'm
original
saying,
Country
like,
Trilogy is fucking fire. N64 is like, you know how you hear people complain about collectathon platformers?
Yeah, you mean like I do?
Yeah.
How they're annoying?
Yeah. Well, guess what? That's the worst one ever.
Yeah, I know.
It's like there's like 8 different fucking collectibles. There's like bananas that are different for each character. There's like tokens that are different for each character. There's 6 characters.
That's why I don't want to play Banjo-Kazooie. Because I'm like, I don't want to collect 1,000 of fucking stupid...
Banjo-Kazooie's fucking fire though. It's like Mario 64. You just get stars.
I didn't say... I never said it wasn't a good game. It's just I don't want to play it.
Well, we will.
Motherfucker. I don't have anything else to say, I guess.
Nope, me neither. It's been fun. I'm Tyler.
I'm Erik.
I'm Isaac.
See you guys next week.
We forgot to talk about Dunk Hunt.